Welcome to the Horror Hive channel, where the darkness and unknown come alive. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an episode of terror. Let's dive into the darkness together.
The mysterious forest of ghosts. It was a dark and stormy night, and a group of friends were out for a walk in the woods. They were young and adventurous, and were always up for a good scare. They had heard rumors about a haunted forest and were determined to see if the stories were true. As they walked, they talked and laughed, enjoying each other's company and the thrill of the unknown. But as they delved deeper into the woods, the atmosphere began to change. The trees grew closer together, and the darkness became thicker. Suddenly, they heard a strange noise. The group stopped in their tracks and listened intently. They heard a low, mournful wail, and a chill ran down their spines. They looked around nervously, but saw nothing but shadows. And then they noticed the mist. At first, they thought it was just a trick of the light, but as they watched, it grew denser until it seemed to be moving towards them. And then they saw her. The ghost of a young girl, shrouded in the mist, her eyes glowing with a cold and eerie blue light. The group took a few steps back, but she was getting closer. They could feel her cold breath on their necks, their hearts pounding in their chests. They were disoriented and more frightened than they had ever been in their lives. The friends clung together, hoping that they would find a way out of the forest and escape the ghost that was hunting them. The friends tried to run, but their legs felt heavy and sluggish, and they stumbled and fell. Just when they thought that all was lost, they stumbled upon a clearing in the forest. They ran towards it, their hearts pounding, and they saw that there was an old abandoned mansion in the center of the clearing. They felt a glimmer of hope, and they stumbled towards it, desperate to find shelter from the ghost that was hunting them. As they entered the mansion, they found themselves in a dark, musty hall. They could hear strange whispers echoing through the halls, and they felt a chill run down their spines. They realized that they had entered a place of darkness and horror, a place where the ghostly figure that was hunting them would never give up its pursuit. The friends searched through the mansion, looking for a way out. They encountered a series of twisted and terrifying creatures, each more frightening than the last. They encountered spirits that whispered dark secrets and were pursued by shapeless, shadowy beasts that seemed to materialize from the very air. The friends could feel the walls closing in around them, and they began to realize that they may never make it out of the mansion alive. In the end, only one of the friends stumbled out into the rain, their mind in a state of shock. But the others, one by one, were claimed by the ghostly figure. Horrible screams echoed through the forest as each friend was caught and killed by the ghost. The abandoned mansion remained a mystery, its secrets and horrors locked away for eternity. The last surviving friend lived with the memory of the ghost's cold, glowing eyes and the screams of their friends, forever tormented by the terror they had faced. The haunted house of nightmares. The friends were in the middle of a road trip, traveling across the countryside and visiting various towns and villages along the way. They had heard rumors about a mysterious and abandoned country house that was said to be haunted, and they couldn't resist the temptation to check it out. Despite their reservations, they decided to spend the night in the old house, hoping that it would be an exciting and thrilling experience. As they entered the house, the friends noticed that it was musty and abandoned, with cobwebs adorning every corner and dust covering every surface. Despite its creepy appearance, the house seemed harmless enough, and the friends were eager to explore. As the night progressed, strange noises started to fill the air. It sounded as if someone was walking up and down the hallways, but when they went to investigate, they found nothing. The sound of creaking floorboards, shuffling feet, and ghostly whispers echoed throughout the house, causing the friends to feel increasingly uneasy. One of the friends, a brave adventurer, decided to investigate the source of the strange noises. He went down to the basement, which was dark and dank, and as he were exploring, they stumbled upon a secret chamber. As he entered the chamber, he were immediately hit by a chill and an eerie feeling of being watched. In the center of the room, boys saw a ghostly figure, shrouded in a cloud of mist. The ghost was moving about, as if it was searching for something. The friend was rooted to the spot, unable to move, as the ghostly figure started to approach for him. Suddenly, an invisible force grabbed the friend and were lifted off the ground. He has felt as if they were being suffocated and that their life was being drained from them. Screaming in terror, the friends stumbled out of the basement and back into the room. The friends were panicking and screaming. The fear was palpable in the air as they quickly realized that they were not alone in the house, and that it was indeed haunted. The friends clung onto each other as they tried to make their way through the dark and eerie basement. Every sound they heard, every creak and groan of the old wooden floorboards made their heart race and their palms sweat. The friends had to be careful, for they knew that the ghostly figures were always lurking in the shadows, ready to pounce on them. The friends cautiously made their way through the labyrinthine halls, their hearts pounding in their chest with fear. Suddenly, the sounds of ghostly whispers and distant moans filled the air, making their hair stand on end. Every shadow seemed to hide something sinister, every creaking floorboard a warning of the horrors that lurked around every corner. The air grew colder, the shadows seemed to stretch and deepen, and the friends could feel the fear starting to grip their hearts. They had to remain strong, they had to stay together, for they knew that they had only one chance to make it out alive. As they crept down the hallway, the friends could hear the ghostly whispers of the spirits, the whispers of those who had suffered and died in the house. The friends pressed on, their hearts racing, their hands shaking as they searched for a way out of the haunted house. They had no idea what lay ahead, but they knew that they had to be prepared for anything, for the horrors of the haunted house were beyond anything they could have ever imagined. Despite their best efforts, the friends were ultimately unable to escape the haunted house. They became trapped within its walls, tormented by the ghostly figures and supernatural forces that haunted it. One by one, they were caught and consumed by the darkness until not a single soul remained within the house. The house remained standing, a monument to the tragedy that had occurred within its walls, and a warning to all who dared to enter it. Echoes of the dead. In the small town of Millfield, rumors had been spreading for years about a haunted forest on the outskirts of town. People claimed to have seen ghostly apparitions wandering among the trees, and strange noises echoed through the night. Despite all the talk, few people had actually ventured into the forest. The bravest of the brave only dared to enter during the day, and even then, many never returned. It was on a warm summer night that a group of friends, hoping for an adventure, decided to brave the forest. They had heard the rumors, but they were skeptical and didn't believe in ghosts. They were young and full of life, and they felt invincible. As they walked deeper into the forest, they started to feel a sense of unease. The temperature dropped, and the sound of twigs snapping and leaves rustling filled the air. Suddenly, they saw a ghostly figure in the distance. It was a woman, dressed in white, with long flowing hair. She seemed to be beckoning them forward. Despite their fear, the friends followed the figure deeper into the forest. The ghostly woman led them to a clearing where she vanished into thin air. In the center of the clearing stood a crumbling old mansion. It was clear that no one had lived there for a long time. As they approached the mansion, they noticed that the front door was slightly ajar. Without hesitation, they entered the house, eager to explore its secrets. But as they stepped inside, they realized that they had made a grave mistake. The ghostly figures they had seen in the forest were just the beginning. The mansion was crawling with ghosts, each one more terrifying than the last. The friends were trapped, and they were in great danger. They spent what felt like hours trying to find a way out of the mansion, but it seemed like the ghosts were always one step ahead of them. They encountered ghostly apparitions, spectral hands reaching out from the walls, and ghostly laughter echoing through the halls. And just when they thought they were getting close to an exit, the mansion would shift and change, leading them back to where they started. The friends soon realized that they were not just dealing with any ordinary ghosts. The mansion was haunted by the spirits of a family that had been murdered there many years ago. And the ghosts were determined to keep their secrets hidden, no matter what the cost. As the night wore on, the friends started to lose hope. It seemed like they would never be able to escape the haunted mansion. But they didn't give up. They fought back with all the courage they could muster, and finally, they found a way out. But even as they stumbled into the forest, they knew that they would never be the same. The haunted mansion had changed them forever.
We hope you enjoyed our journey into the world of horror. We strive to bring you the best in horror entertainment, and we appreciate your support. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of terror. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in our next story.